In CLS 1, we made the design brief. We saw all the constraints and criteria that we would have to follow for the rest of the project. As a group, we decided the roles of our members. Jack would make the CAD drawings, I would build the prototype, well, most of the way, and Courtney would make the sketches, and we would all help with all the parts, but that's just mainly what we were doing. We also figured out why we were making the Halloween decorations and who we were selling them to. We decided that everyone was in the market for Halloween decorations because who doesn't want to celebrate Halloween? We also figured out that we were going to be selling the decorations to large Homewood stores like Home Depot, Menards, and stores like Target. In CLS 2, we all made our sketches. I made a zombie, a witch, and a skull. Courtney made ghosts, and Jack made haunted houses. Then we all worked, and before we started sketching, we did research. We all mostly looked up based on what our sketches were, but we also looked up other stuff. We also looked at specifically wood cutouts because they were the closest to what we would actually be making. And then after we all made our sketches, we used the criteria to decide that one of Courtney's ghost sketches would be the one that we would be using to make the whole project. In CLS 3, we made our final sketches. I sketched the right side, the left side, and the base. Jack sketched the front side, and Courtney sketched the back side. We had to make sure that it was exactly that it would fit based on the dimensions that we came up with earlier in the project, and that it would confine with the constraints that we already had. Once we had all of them, we turned them in, and then we're on to CLS 4. In CLS 4, we made our CAD drawings. We started with sketching the base piece, then we made the front and the back, and then we made the sides. We learned that we sketched it wrong, so we had to redo CLS 4, and then we also had to additionally make 2 more sketches that we did not account for when originally sketching the project. We had to make 2 more pieces to fit the light puck into the project. Then, after we finished making all of our sketches, we then submitted our DXF file to Schoology, and then we're on to CLS 5. In CLS 5, I made a video talking about the design of the project. I talked about how many pieces there were. I talked about how everything fit into the base. I talked about how we put the pieces together. I talked about which pieces connected with which. I talked about why we made the pieces, how we had to change some pieces, and how I would change pieces if I were to do this project again. In CLS 6, we worked together to make the drawing packet. We had to have the page that had the whole thing. We had to have a page for all the individual pieces. Then also for CLS 6, I made the script for this video, and then I'm also creating this video, and then that's the end of the project.